What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go out to the track again. We fixed a couple things on Dad's car that were a little bit shaky, but we'll talk about those things here in a minute. And then later we're going to talk about these two things, so make sure you watch all the way through. Let's get into it. All right, so one of the major issues we had yet last week was the charge wasn't working. The voltmeter wasn't working. I'm like, well, that's odd because I know it worked, because I know my cluster worked. So slowly but surely, my needle was going down, down, down. Ended up killing my battery that I had in here. So I bought a brand new battery, brand spanking new. I put another one of my alternators on, which I know is good, and that seemed to not fix the charging issue. I couldn't figure it out. So, you know, just like everything else, you got to throw parts at it. So what it ended up actually being was the front headlight harness. I don't know where it's got a bad fuse at in here, but as soon as I switched over, I got a lot of parts cars, so I put another 89 GT harness in, and it just started working. Those are the little things when you start to race cars and you start to do a lot of racing, and you're gonna have issues with your stuff. And this is some of the stuff that, being a basic mechanic really pays off. Another thing that we changed is we changed plugs out, because this is an untuned system. Being an untuned system, it's probably dumping a lot of fuel and fouling my plugs out, and that's exactly what it was doing. So like nitrous, I got to change plugs every so often until we actually get it tuned. But speaking of which, I got my computer out here on the ground, and we were messing with it last night. So me and the mad scientist were talking, and we were doing quite a bit of tinkering, like at 10 o'clock at night last night. The DA1 is tunable. We're gonna go ahead next week and we're gonna put 30-pound injectors in this car, and we're gonna plug the quarter horse in, and we're gonna manipulate the car. So will the car make more power? Probably, because it's pretty much out of injector. But I got another little sneaky trick for you guys tonight. I was gonna save it for the end of the day, but we decided to run an extension from our windshield wiper. We unplugged the wiper so it doesn't scare the crap out of us. We ran an extra hose all the way over, and we put it right in here.
$10 in donuts. If you put your sprayer in there, it might go faster.
So right now we're trying to figure out.
Put it right in front of the supercharger.
So right now you're trying to tell me.
I told you to take the windshield washer fluid, line off, and put it right in front of the supercharger, and push the windshield wipers all the way down the track. This motherfucker will go 1188.
I love it.
I want you to put the windshield washer. It's meth. It's a built-in meth kit.
You're right.
Does it work?
Does it work? Question mark. Bro,
I'm telling you right now, as soon as you'll be in second gear, you'll hit the squirters on the wiper, and the car will take off like a nitrous shot. It's
dude,
got no fuel. It'll pick up 50 or 70 horsepower. I know it.
Dude, don't tell me I won't do it.
If you can make it happen, I would do it. I know. What do you got to lose?
My motor.
What? No, you're gonna hurt.
But who cares about that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run to the parts store, and I'm gonna get windshield wiper fluid, and I'm gonna put it in that bottle right there, and we're gonna see if that crap actually works. So we're about ready to hit the track. Had to stop at the parts store and grab some more plugs, but this time I got some NGKs. The car's untuned, so it's gonna go through some plugs, but had to stop and get some boost juice. We'll see how this stuff works, maybe. But first we got to go to my buddy Mike's house, because in order to get any of that stuff to work, you can't just spray it in a hole. So we got some ideas with some nitrous jets, and I'll vlog a little bit of that, and maybe we'll see if this thing works. And he was making a joke last week, and I took it seriously, and this is what comes of that. So Mike knows nitrous really well. So we had some old nitrous injector. What is that?
Just a fogger nozzle.
Just a fogger nozzle?
Just a dry nozzle from the oldest nitrous kit on the planet.
So we took an extra hose that I had, put them together, ran it over here from the wiper fluid, which we have down there, which is basically mixed methanol, and we put it on this old nitrous nozzle kit. We drilled a hole in the inlet side of the supercharger, and we're gonna spray it and see if we can't make any boost. And I think we're missing probably 40 or 50 horsepower worth of fuel, so it's kind of like the easy way to do something dumb.
It might not do a thing.
It might not do shit, but we're gonna find out.
It was 10 minutes worth of work.
And it's already on the car. All right, so let me get to the track and we'll know right off the bat. I'm pretty sure we can't spray this until we get in like second, third, fourth gear or whatever. So it's not something you can spray the whole way down the track, but we'll see if it actually, I'll know when I get on the track.
You'll know if it worked because it should pick up mile an hour.
Right.
If it doesn't pick up mile an hour, it's not doing anything.
All right, so we made it here to the Thompson Dragon Raceway. Already a whole bunch of lines lined up 15 minutes before we even start. So I want to make a shout out especially to cousin Paul and Sandy that it's their 10th year marriage anniversary. So we're here celebrating a little bit with that, as you can see over here. So let's go get lined up and go make a hit. All right, let's go make this hit and see if this stuff actually works. was a great 60. 1262 at 107. So it wasn't a bad run. I ran a 1262 at 108, but I did miss third, and that's not too bad. We'll see if this stuff actually really does work. If it works, maybe just a little bit. If I can learn how to shift it. I just don't think that works. I honestly don't think this mod works. We've ran 3 passes today, me and cousin Paul, and you know, my last pass was a killer 60 foot, 1546 60 foot killer. Car ran at 1234 at 108.8. It did pick up a little mile an hour, but I went faster with this without doing that. So I don't think this mod works for me. We got that windshield wiper thing coming over to a nitrous jet, and I sprayed 3rd and 4th gear. I just don't think it's going to work, cousin Paul. So I guess the only way to really find out is to take it to the dyno. I spent this whole video, and I actually went to the track, and I actually tried to shoot windshield wiper fluid through my car at the supercharger. Now, I've read this stuff that worked online. Mike swore by it. If anything, when I got back to the trailer, my supercharger definitely was cooler, but maybe I was just shooting it in the wrong spot. So I'm not gonna sleep on this mod just yet. I'm not gonna call it a debunk just yet, because we're gonna actually take that little nitrous jet that we had and we're gonna move it into the throttle body area and see if we can't spray it right before the throttle body. We figured shooting it right before the inlet would have been good, because the air would have been cool as it came through and compressed. But when you compress air, naturally the air heats back up. So probably was in the wrong spot. So we're gonna test this mod again another day. Like I said, Sandy and Paul just went down the quarter strip. 10-year anniversary. Congratulations.
Thanks.
They went down the strip in the Hearst. That's crazy.
That's a limo.
Went down on a limo. These guys are crazy. Here. I don't need to take a picture. Perfect. High five.